Good morning. You're gonna get ready with me while I put on my eyes at the very least and get ready for work. And I'm also gonna talk about my most recent read, which is Follow Me to Ground by Sue Rainsford. I saw this book in the library and I really needed to pick it up. The cover of it just really grabbed me. It's like a matte black, it has florals on it, and that is the type of cover that really just speaks to me. It makes me feel like that is my type of aesthetic that I need to have on me or around me at all times. So, as usual, I am going to do my eyes, which is the most makeup-y thing that I really know what I'm doing. I've already done my foundation. I've added bronzer. I have went ahead and put or pretended to do my brows. I went ahead and put my e.l.f. Camo Concealer on my eyes to go ahead and prime them for my shadows. And I did use my Wet n Wild Photofocus translucent powder to kind of just put it on there. My eyes were feeling a little weird and I felt like that's kind of helped smooth them out and kind of calm them down. I know most people don't usually use powder, especially when it starts to get cooler, but my skin is dry right now, or getting dry, and I don't know what about that is doing to my eyes, but the powder really did help them. So let me show you what the book looks like, and like I said, this is what it is. Follow Me to Ground by Sue Rainsford, and it is like the matte black jacket, and it's got the florals on it. It just really draws you in. I think it is one of the most gorgeous books that I have looked at this year, and I am so happy that I found it. So this book, we follow our main character. Her name is Ada, and she assists her father with healing the locals, which they also call cures. So Ada and her dad, they are able to open up the cures with just their hands or like a song that they use. They extract all of their troubles that the locals may be having. And they can also, if it's bad enough, they can put them into the ground and pretty much bury them. But there's something with the ground that can either cure or it can destroy. The ground is sacred and it works in their type of person's healing work. And like I said, the ground, although it is helpful, it will take a life as easy as it gives it. So that is something in the book that I was really intrigued by. I want to know how the ground got to be so sacred to get to where it is used for that. But even with all of their things, Ada and her father are kind of like, not really the town weirdos, but the locals are very kind of wary of them, even though they go to them for their troubles. And they are just very different. They usually just stay home, they keep to themselves, and they are just two of a kind. But throughout this, Ada falls in love or in lust with a cure named Samson. And Samson also has a sister who is being seen regularly by Ada as well. And the sister and Ada's father are not supportive of this relationship, does not want her to see him. But of course, like any young girl does, she's not going to listen. when I first started reading more into this book and getting into it and getting sucked in, it reminded me of a few books that I have read or at least came in contact with in the last little bit. And the first one, it reminded me of Mercy Snow, just in the fact that Ada is kind of off to themselves, away from the city, and kind of an outcast. And the way Mercy was the same way. Just due to the fact that her family was not the family that the other people in the community felt comfortable with. The next is Wilder Girls. Again, because of the florals on the front, and then when it comes to the ground, the father kind of was telling about how Ada come to be, because she didn't have a mother, and then they were doing something one day and they stumbled across the vines where Ada's father had tried to grow other children or assistants, or however you want to look at it, before he was actually able to get it from Ada, before she was able to get to her. And she found that, and he was like, well, I've already told you that's where you came from. We came from the ground. They both come from the ground. And to me, that's wild, and I need to know more about that. The ground is just so mysterious and magical, and I would love to know more about that. Another one is Once Upon a River. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe because with the whole sister eel, brother eel little scenario that they've had in the book, trying to explain the dangers of what it is. Maybe that's where the ground gets its magicalness. But that made me think of it too. And then another one is Jenny Pox. Just due to where Ada and her father are able to touch and heal Jenny Pox. Jenny was able to touch and kill. That made me think of that one too. But I mean, for me, that's a really good thing that they reminded me of that, even though they were not necessarily the same. But these were books that I really did enjoy. So we're not in a bad area yet. So at least we were going strong. It's hard to think and talk and think of a makeup look without being too your usual self, but then you want something else too, you know what I mean? And then, of course, I'm going to work, so I can't get anything really out of the ordinary. Oh, but I did learn one thing. They said, like, they lifted out a policy that civilians can have colored hair now. So if you see me with purple hair, mind your business. Really, I'm so excited. I'm not going to go crazy. I might test the waters a little bit and really see how it goes. But I'm so pumped. That's all I've wanted in life, is to have purple hair. And I tried it once in college from a box dye. No. I was allergic. I got a burn. It was a mess and a half. Then I have virgin hair, so didn't know what I was doing. It was a mess all around. Either I'm digging really hard in my shadows, or I've let something get into them, or like air, to kind of make them a little more brittle than they usually are. Because I never have issues with fallout, or at least on my palette. And today, I don't know, I'm just having an issue. So usually, we're going to get back to it. I am an avid supporter of an audiobook, as well as when you have a physical book. I did not have an option of an audiobook this go around, and honestly, I'm not mad about it. This was a short book. It was a quick read, and man, did I get sucked into it. So I didn't even think about it. So I didn't have the option. And again, it's a type of read that you need to kind of submerge yourself with your own voice, your attention fully. The audio, of course, one of my favorite ways to get through books, it just wouldn't do it any justice. I needed to hear myself talk about how physical and how close Samson and Ada got. Although it was not very graphic in anything that was done or said or explained, you felt it. And honestly, I can't ask for anything better. I was very, very happy with how this book felt as I was reading it. And I just would not got the same experience if I had an audiobook. And again, I don't know, I can't even think of anyone whose voice would make me think of Ada. Because when I think of people who are more secluded to themselves, especially having to just have rumors go around about them all the time, and then Ada's not really human because she was grown in the ground, and that was literal. Like, I mean, she had vines, she's seen the, the failures, the ones that didn't take, and Dad was always open about it. And I just, it's just so different to me. And that's part of the reason why I gave it a 5-star review. It was something I have not read, and I'm really happy I picked it up. Listen, if y'all have more covers like that catch my eye, I will absolutely read them. I am a sucker for a pretty cover. I just, the whole don't judge a book by its cover type of thing, no, fuck that. I'm judging it. And if it's pretty, I'm picking it up. Sorry, I had to burp. But man, I really did enjoy this book. There is one thing that I wish I would have known more about, and that is the ground. Like, why is it sacred like that? Why can't they live anywhere else other than the ground? Why is it so temperamental? Because they can't even go to the certain areas of the yard or the ground when it's raining, like 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after, because that's when it's a little more temperamental. Like, why doesn't it kill them? What makes it work like that? I just am so curious. Where did they come from? I need a backstory. I need something, anything, any little thing. Oh, I will advise, there's, I don't know if you would really call it a trigger warning for incest. Incest, manipulation, even though it's not like straight out saying it, no description of it, but it's implied. And I was hoping that's not where some of the things were going, because I know Samson's sister, what is her name? It might be Olivia, I cannot remember. But Olivia ends up pregnant, or the sister ends up pregnant of Samson. And of course they go to Ada to get baby assistance. And she can see, and she knows, because of course the sister was warning her to stay away because Samson is not okay, he is sick. But in turn, we find out that there's some manipulation going on. But I'm still not 100% sure if he's the one that's manipulative or the sister, because she's older. He was explaining about what she did when they were younger. There's questions that I have about it, but I don't know if I am ready to hear them or necessarily want to hear them, because honestly, what a kind of weird topic. Not just kind of weird topic. It is a definitely fucked up topic. So, I don't, just a heads up on that. Now, Sue, if somehow this gets out to you, and I probably doubt it won't, but if it does, help your girl out. Was, why does there need to be some incest in there? Like, what inspired this book? What put you in the mind to think of this? Because, let me tell you, I enjoyed the ride. I just want some more. And that puts me on to another topic. Dude, I'm not really big into series. I'm just not. So I want everything in one book. But I also don't want a 500-page book about anything. I cap off at like 4:30. And then I get bored, or I look at it and I feel so intimidated. That looks really bad in the light compared to what I'm looking at on my mirror. Oh. Let's take a look. Obviously messy. Give me a second. I'm telling you, this Zoom really will fuck up how you think you look. Get something in my contact. Okay, well, it's all over my face. All over it. We might just have to conceal, don't feel it, don't let it show. Put on a show. And figure it out from there. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And then try and clean it up. And again, trusty Bare Necessities palette. I love this one so much. I love it. Again, Colourpop. I love Colourpop. I will always say, hell yes, use Colourpop, because they'll never let you down. Never. Not even once. Ooh, let me see. Let me see if this little rag will work, because I'm afraid to touch my skin too much, since it's, like I said, it's kind of dry. Ooh. Fuck. Can't even find the here it is. I use the Wet n Wild foundation, the Photofocus. So again, putting it together with the powder. But let me see if I can kind of dot this. Oh, wish me luck. Rip. At the very least, it's gonna kind of brighten me up, right? Ugh, I look like an idiot. All right, let me find my powder. Maybe we can fix this. Maybe. If not, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna say it doesn't matter. I'm gonna powder that bitch up. Sure, look, sure, it's fine to me. Works fine. Looks just fine. All right. So we're going to do some mascara. Do I want to use the Baby Boot or Blush the Paradise or a Laura Geller? You know what? Fuck it, we'll go with Laura Geller. Do I need some eyeliner? I ain't feeling it. I'm not feeling eyeliner today. Ooh, I don't like how it looks in my crease. I don't know. No one's gonna notice. Again, I'm locked in a dark room with no windows for 8 hours. No one sees me, except the occasional trooper that comes in. But they wouldn't know the difference if I looked fucked up or not. Because, you know, they don't know makeup. Same, but it is what it is. Follow Me to Ground was probably a good intro book for my October month. Not like I'm following along with any kind of like horror or paranormal. I would probably lump this in with a paranormal. I feel anything with like powers, magical, paranormal, fantasy type of, I think it's in that family, or I can make it fit into that family. You could also try and lump it with paranormal romance. But there's not really a whole lot of romancing going on. But Ada does love, or lust, or however it is that they do, does have those feelings towards Samson that she tries to play with and figure out, even though she doesn't really much have anything to work on. Let's add some blush to this, and I'm going to call it a day and try and dry my hair. It's a good day if I actually brush my hair. Just is. Let me find my thing here, and then we're gonna roll on out of here. I'm using a brush on a cream. Is that dumb of me? You know, at the very least, this is gonna stipple over my patches. It's not really picking it up on camera, but it is like super natural, super natural. Not super heavy. This one is by Space Case Cosmetics. It's in the color It's Not Me, It's My Sign. But it's really pretty. I'm not mad at it. All right. I don't know what kind of lip I want to throw on. I'm usually am, but I'm probably going to wait until I go to work because we're getting ready to eat some Thai food. Adam's going to pick it up, and he should be here directly. I go into 3. I'm going to have time to maybe dry my hair because I've been walking in the last couple of days with pretty much a sopping wet head, and I've been hearing about it. So, ew. You know what? It's gonna work. I need to practice my eyebrows, but they're not like super bad. You know what I mean? I need to get some whitening strips too. Alright, well. Alright, cool. So, yeah. Follow Me to Ground. Definitely recommended. So, Follow Me to Ground. Definitely recommended. I am a firm believer that this is a really great and interesting book. It opens up a lot of conversations, especially with the whole brother, sister, baby thing, and then how Ada perceives herself, whether she's actually in love or is it something that she's just kind of missing out, or she's trying to adapt and to being the same type of person. There's just a lot of things, especially towards the end, that I have a lot of questions about. But all in all, 5 out of 5 stars. I'm full send on this. Definitely read it. Not just because it's pretty. Alright, cool. Thanks for being here. Bye. Okay, sorry. Alright, bye.